Machines or free weights? What's better? We're gonna answer that in this video today. What is up? It's your boy Johnny Shreve, BB Pro, Mr. Like it is. Welcome back to the channel. We're here again at Blue Star Nutraceuticals headquarters. And today we're gonna talk about what's better, free weights or machines. This is a free weight. These plates are used for free weights. Those plates I mentioned are for this free weight barbell. This rack is used with that free weight barbell to lift those free weight plates. These are free supplements. Well, these aren't free supplements, but free weights are basically a type of resistance training that is not constrained to a fixed path of movement. So now let's talk about the pros and cons of free weight training. So some of the pros and cons of free weights, well, one con is you gotta put your weights back. Could be a pro as well too. But in all seriousness, look at free weights as being one of those top levels of progressions in terms of your journey to having good form and building muscle. When you're training with free weights, your form has to be that much better. There's a lot more body control that has to take place to make sure that you're lifting the piece of equipment right. Say for instance, this Flix barbell. I have to control this to make sure that when I'm doing these curls, I'm isolating the biceps the entire time. I have to do all the controlling with my body, from floor to core. For me to make sure this is lifted properly, my body has to move like a machine to make sure that this free weight is hitting the muscle the right way. The great thing about that, which be a pro, is that it forces my body to create better balance. All those stabilizing muscles that help keep everything in line get stronger. And while those things get stronger while a progressive overload that in terms of weight or intensity, my entire body gets stronger from its inception of the actual movement. And that would be the best takeaway from using free weight exercises. It's gonna make your body stronger from the smallest part of the stabilizing muscles all the way through to the bigger part of the muscle as well too. So make sure we're incorporating free weight movements so we can be functionally stronger, have better body awareness, and have a greater muscle-mind connection. Some of the cons for free weights is, if you're a beginner, it's gonna be that much harder for you to control free weights because your body just might not be there yet. So take bench press for instance. If you're not strong enough to do a push-up, you might find your bench to be a little wonky, not as stable as you want. And it's really hard to really connect to it when you're really thinking about all of the form you need to have to be able to make sure this is an optimal movement. Think about free weights for beginners as being something that you graduate to from machines. So while we're talking machines, let's talk pros and cons about using machines. So now we're in a machine. This is a machine. This is a machine. This is a machine, and well, this is definitely a machine. Hey guys, before we keep going, I just want to know how your workout's been. Most of you guys don't get enough greens in your daily diet. I don't mean these greens. I mean these greens. Blue Star Nutraceuticals Roughage. Just a quick and easy way to get your daily essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber. And on top of that, it tastes amazing. So guys, hit the description below for your next order of Roughage now. Okay, back to the show. All jokes aside, machines are basically the opposite of free weights. These are machines that are in a fixed position that are constrained to a certain pathway. So let's talk pros and cons about using machines. Using machines can mask some people's inability to actually have good form. You don't really think much of it because all you're doing is getting in the machine and pressing it, which we want to make sure that we still have good form while we're in the machine. The other con of the machine is basically there's not much stabilization going on here. Other than just getting in the machine and pressing away, there's no challenge of stabilizers when doing the movement. You just have to sit in and press and hope for God that you gain some muscle. But make sure that you have good form. Now, let's talk pros about machines. Now, the pros about using machines is that if you do have good form, and when you do work on your good form, we can really isolate a movement. Here I'm doing unilateral rows on this machine. And I can really focus on keeping a good line and pathway to really emphasize isolating my lats. Now I can also load this up a lot more as well too, and get that much more stimulus into that muscle without worrying about being in harm's way, because if I can't get it up, I just put it back down. There's no fear of safety being involved. I can literally grab this machine with good form and I can pull as much as I can and work myself all the way to muscular failure, getting the best out of this machine and the exercise without worrying about needing a spotter, and again, worrying about my safety. I can literally push my limits in this machine by myself and reap the benefits from using the machine. So what's better, free weights or machines? Well, I'm gonna give you guys a clear example of why both are necessary. So take for instance, think about a progression. If I'm a beginner and I wanna build a bigger chest, I'm gonna need to learn how to do a plank first. I'll start here, and then I'll move up to a full plank. And then I'll end up doing a push-up, which is basically a modified plank. Now, once my body is strong enough to be able to hold the position of the plank and do a push-up, I'm gonna wanna challenge myself to start moving some weights around. Well, what's the next progression from doing a push-up? You guessed it, a machine. Now that I've strengthened my body, my stabilizers to be able to hold myself in a good position, now I can challenge myself being in a machine. And then once I realize that now I can trust myself doing machine work as well as being able to control my body, I can move over to a free weight. And this is actually the progression from a plank to a push-up to a machine and then to a bench. Then after this, you end up using dumbbells. And that's actually your progression from going from your beginner to advanced. Now, how do we use these? Well, my recommendation is that you use both. Have a mixture of free weights and machines. Just like myself, I'll start off doing Smith machine incline press. And then I'll move over to a barbell free weight 15-degree press. And then I'll move on over to a pec deck, and then I'll finish off doing a cable tricep pushdown. They all work together to create a bigger picture. There's not a best way or a right way or a wrong way. There's the optimal way, and there's a way that works best for you. Find a good mix of both. Put those things together and reap the benefits of the best of both worlds, free weights and machines. Anyway guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. Anyway guys, you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Because of overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.